This is Malaysia. North of Singapore, south of Thailand, and middle of everything. Culture, language, food, and people. Back in October, I was lucky enough to spend a few weeks exploring this place. But like any backpacking trip, you'll find that you take home a few more lessons than you bargained for. I started with an open mind in Georgetown, Penang, the pearl of Southeast Asia and cultural salad bowl. I say that because one of the first things you notice is diversity. Not just because of the people, architecture, or language, but because of how well insulated each of them are. Each pocket of town is its own self-maintained culture, all within a few square miles of one island. To see it all within just a few days would be next to impossible. But then I started having this perception of how I wanted things to be on this trip that, honestly, I never really planned very well in the first place. I wanted to find an experience instead of letting an experience find me. Wow, that sounded a lot cooler in my head, but you get my point, right? And I guess that's what led me to my next stop, the Perhentian Islands, two small isles located roughly 20 kilometers off of Malaysia's northeast coast. It's considered one of the best dive sites in the world, and home to some of Southeast Asia's most pristine and unspoiled beaches, for about 8 months of the year anyway. The situation's not ideal right now, but there's a lot of things you can't pass up when you have a chance to go to the Perhentian Islands. I snorkeling with what is the most beautiful underwater scenery I've ever seen. Wow. I got up at 5 a.m., flew out of Penang at 7, landed in Cotabaru at 8, got to the jetty at 9, took the ferry out, and was here by 10:30. This is it. And unlike Thailand's islands, Perhentian Besar, where I stayed, is scarcely populated, especially at the end of season. Apparently monsoon season begins around the middle of October, beginning of November. I kind of knew that I was cutting it close when I decided to come out here. I mean, I came here to do some snorkeling and see some undersea life and just have moments like these where I can just lay out on a raft in the middle of the ocean under some palm trees and just pretend like I don't have a care in the world. Even if it wasn't the best time of year to go, I still felt like I had a box to check off. Amongst many. Camp on a deserted beach, check. Swim with exotic fish, check. Eat a shark. I actually didn't get to film that part, so you're just gonna have to take my word for it. But I will say that if you ever happen to come across barbecue shark curry, definitely go for it. Like 10 out of 10 would recommend. All new and exotic experiences aside, it did start to feel kind of weird, like kind of lonely. I don't really know how to explain it. It started to feel less like a wild adventure movie and more like some post-apocalyptic melodrama where I was the last man left on Earth. Despite those feelings and a higher chance of getting rained on, I was lucky enough to catch a day of sunshine. Would have just been to pack my leave and move on to the next stop. But what kind of person would I be if I didn't enjoy the Being there was peaceful for a bit, but I realized what I value most about solo travel isn't being by myself, it's about meeting new people and finding someone to share those experiences with. So after a few days, I headed out. And what I had planned for to be the Cameron Highlands, it turned out by the time I got back to mainland, wasn't really an option. Buses don't really run out there, not from the east side of the country during that time of year. So I decided to go back to familiarity. For the moment, anyway. This is what I like to call a coin toss of sorts. Let's go back to Panay and see where I go from there. Yeah, I don't really know where I'm going to be next. I know where you're going to see me next. Enjoy. Sure, you can go to Langkawi, they all said. It's not going to be that much fun.
I'm singing in the rain, just singing in the rain. What a glorious feeling, I'm happy again. I'm laughing at clouds so dark up above. The sun's in my heart and I'm ready for love. Let the stormy clouds chase everyone from the place. Come on with the rain of a smile on my face. I walk down the lane with a happy refrain, singing, singing in the rain.
Okay, my drone and I have had enough beach shots for the last day, and the photography here is amazing. And if you can't tell, the weather around me isn't the most accommodating. I should have learned my lesson by now after the Princeton Islands that this could be a bad omen, but I'm a risk taker, and I really want to go find a waterfall. Let's go. Ow! Damn it. So it's been a nice little getaway from a lot of uncertainty that I probably should have banked on. But it looks like the rain's clearing out. And my God, the scenery is just awesome. Apparently Malaysia's duty-free capital had a few more surprises up its sleeve than I originally anticipated. Although I didn't really have any high expectations, I found there was a lot more to Langkawi than just really cheap tax-free items and actually really good shawarma. But I'll let this footage here do all the talking for me. History, culture, impulse, what's left now? What about something big, excessive, or something exciting, or what if it's all of those unexpected things just bundled up into one big package? What does that leave last? Take it all and put it in the biggest place you can imagine. When we finish off our trip, Kuala Lumpur. Exciting as KL was, by this point, I was drained. I was starting to feel a little anxious and a little tired of everything. To give you a bit of context, over these last 2 weeks, I busted my GoPro, damaged my phone, short-circuited my laptop charger, and had a small family emergency going on back home. Now, to clarify, most of these were really small little annoyances, but they kept reminding me of bigger problems that any traveler faces. What if money runs out? What'll I do if I lose footage, or what happens if I lose a loved one when I'm away? Traveling always feels like an answer, or at the very least, a reminder that I'm in control. That's when I finally told myself, dude, you're in Malaysia. Do you realize how lucky you are? Like, you know, it's kind of hard to be mad about it. So, let's talk about KL. Kuala Lumpur, an accidental city founded in the prospect of resources, turned out to be a hub for both culture and technology, old and new. Chance and intention. While you can't always predict the things life puts in your way, the path we follow takes us to greater lessons. In that, I found the importance of letting things go and moving forward. This is Malaysia. Nothing I expected, but everything I needed to experience, whether I knew it at the time or not. Here's to an amazing place that I won't soon forget. Just know what's important to find when you travel. Don't let a bad situation or bad circumstances ruin it for you.